Hello fellow adventurers, welcome to yet another Wayfinder video. My name is Xaviero and today we have got some exciting news. The game has had its first major patch, and it's packed with stability improvements, bug fixes, and gameplay enhancements that'll make your journey even more thrilling. As always, leave a like on the video. That really helps out the channel. And if you're new around here, subscribe to stay up to date with the latest info regarding Wayfinder and more. Now let's dive into the details and see what this patch has in store for us. Today, the marketing director Solidage posted the following on Discord. We are happy to announce our first large patch, which includes some big stability fixes, including preventing the problem saving user data in most instances. This patch will require a client update, and we are targeting to go live tomorrow, which is today. It's important to note that this patch will not have a ton of adjustments or bugs you might have encountered in early access, as it was locked before we went live, meaning the next patch will address some early access feedback directly. So this update is primarily focused on boosting stability and preventing the pesky problem-saving user data issue that many of us might have encountered. I'm glad that it's been fixed. A round of applause for that. Now let's delve into the combat and gameplay changes that this patch brings. The Knight's Maw event cooldown has undergone a massive reduction, from 2 hours to a mere 60 seconds in the Highlands. Burst rifles are now way more convenient. They'll automatically begin firing after reloading, saving us precious milliseconds in the heat of battle. Fleas won't be bugging us anymore during the Sphere of Influence event in the Highlands. Say goodbye to those annoying pests. Arcane Build-Up Mastery now properly boosts damage based on momentum for all Executioner melee weapon types. Arcane Build-Up Mastery Level 3 will deal Arcane Energy Bursts for all Executioner melee weapon types as intended. There's also a fix for Sniper Rifle Mastery. It now correctly amps up damage at long range. Knockbacks now show respect to dodge invincibility frames, giving us a fairer fighting chance. Echo Rarity type text in the Echoes menu has been polished up to match its proper rarity. Now on to the character-specific changes. Let's see what's been updated for some of our favorite characters. Niss's lingering shadow buff icon will now refresh correctly in the player HUD after accumulating 3 stacks while active. Kyros's arcane focus ability at level 3 will now deal the intended additional instances of damage. And they also fixed a incorrect per-level attribute budget amount, causing heroic Kairos to be more powerful at level 30 than he was intended. Venomous Venom Thrusters have received an upgrade. They now activate instantly and move a tad faster. Plus, using them won't send us careening to the side anymore. When using Venom Thrusters with no movement input, you will no longer travel off to the side instead of going backwards. Using Venom Thrusters while ads are blocking will no longer cause the player to travel off to the side. Now on to quest fixes. Quests have been fine-tuned. You won't get kicked anymore while collecting loot during the Lighting the Flame quest dungeon instance. Removed a duplicate road to ruined quest name at Seeker Avila in Deepwood Holt. They fixed a bug where side quest XP was scaling unintentionally with difficulty spheres. Unfortunately, this was a bug because this is what many of us used to farm XP, as I explained in my previous video. Hidden Knowledge side quests can now be completed in any Aurelian Lost Zone, and also counts any variant of the Decoder event. Now onto Lost Zones. Known actions kicking the player with a problem-saving user data have been addressed. Alternate personas will now appear equipped on Wayfinder models at the Expedition reward screen. Gloom ambush events in Lost Zones will now reward the player with Gloomstone shards upon completion. Reduce the amounts of enemies that spawn during the excavation unit, supply raid, supply run, chain gang, and what lies beneath events in the pit. Enemies at the end of Lost Zone expeditions can no longer spawn out of bounds and prevent the player's ability to complete an expedition. Party invites can no longer be sent to any online player actively in a Lost Zone instance. New music variations have been added to the Deep Mines expeditions. Hunts have undergone a makeover as well. Rifles no longer can transfer an orb to a husk enemy by shooting it during the Dread Legion hunt. The number of enemies that spawn during each phase of the Dread Legion hunt is reduced. Bombs will now explode quicker when passed to an enemy in the Dread Legion hunt. Players can no longer get stuck and die between the holographic tiles in the Dread Legion hunt. The hand-rejoined ground slam attack AoE warning indicators are now visible during the Argent Hand hunt. Fixed an issue where some hunts were rewarding unintended loot on completion. Now let's see what has been fixed for housing. Crafting housing items just got easier, with reduced resource requirements. A temporary restriction prevents us from switching wayfinders or weapons while inside our apartment. The Trickster Artifice artifact now has a cooldown timer and can only be interacted with by the player who owns the apartment. On to localization. Fixed several miscellaneous text issues throughout the game. Translated voiceover has been added to numerous quests and cutscenes. And now, in the miscellaneous realm, the Enchanted Tower Compass item reward from the Exalted Founders Pack now shows up in the player's key items inventory. 5% reward tower XP is earned from the Enchanted Tower Compass item as intended. Purchase Founders Packs will visually display as owned in the shop menu. Players can immediately equip newly acquired Wayfinders or weapons from Founders Packs without needing to travel first. Several echoes now have their missing icons. Camera collision improvements have been added throughout the game. As for the known issues, these are as follow. Helper coins are not rewarded to players upon expedition completion in the Codex Halls, the Pit, and the Shrouded Woods. Helper coin will be rewarded to players in all other zones and hunts. Debug text is visible in the duplicate bindings pop-up in the settings menu. Naming inconsistencies appear for some weapons throughout several menus. Survivalist critical force mastery does not increase crit chance based on the player's momentum generated. Same type echo cost reduction is not applied consistently. Tracked quests may not appear in the player's HUD and can impede quest progress. Heroic Kairos Arcane Focus ability, VFX, can remain on an enemy and continuously grow in size. But remember, there are still a few bugs that are being worked on. Those are as follow. Players being unable to sell accessories to vend, improving camera behavior, especially in small and confined spaces, Wayfinder abilities firing off in the incorrect direction, addressing feedback with single imbuement mutators, Tooth and Claw plus Epitaph showing as a rifle, and Talon of Pyre crashing highlands. And there you have it, folks. The latest patch is like a breath of fresh air, sweeping away those annoying bugs and introducing exciting improvements to the game. The developers have shown their commitment to enhancing stability and gameplay. Have you already dived into this patch? And did you notice the difference already? Let us know in the comments. But as always, please drop a like on the video. That really helps out the channel. And if you haven't yet subscribed, to stay tuned for more updates, news, and content. Anyways, thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.